beats Pulev and Fury beats Wilder again, that none of the organizations will stand in the way of a massive unification.
Okay, that's good to hear that the undisputed fight takes precedence over anything else.
I mean, these organizations do a good job by and large, but one thing is sure, they're not bigger than the sport. And when the sport gets an opportunity like this on the top level, the heavyweights, to unify, as long as that's going to last, I think everybody wants that to happen, and then they can, get together and figure out who the mandatory should be. I mean, Usyk, assuming he wins his next fight, is the WBO mandatory, White is WBC mandatory. Everybody is going to have to be realistic once we get a unified champion to keep that champion, whoever it may be, as long as possible. But cut out the nonsense and the politics.
Bob, what can you tell us about any offers made to Deontay Wilder and Al Heyman regarding step-aside money so Fury Joshua could be made straight away?
Absolutely none. Wilder wants to fight Fury again. He has not indicated to us or anybody else that he will be willing to step aside. There's a further question, who's going to pay him to step aside? And Al and anybody on Al's staff has not even raised the possibilities with us. So as far as we're concerned, we're thinking ahead to a third Fury Wilder fight.
And there you have it, people. The words from the CEO, Bob Arum, a.k.a. Hemp himself, Mr. Hemp, says that nobody has offered Fury step-aside money. And if so, who's going to pay him? Okay? That's not going to happen. Deontay Wilder immediately exercised his rematch clause in his contract, due to his contract, and they're looking forward to a third fight. Now, of course, as you heard in the first beginning, that no sanctioning body will step in, not the WBC, not the WBO, and we won't have to worry about the IBF because Joshua's fighting his mandatory with that, so we don't have to worry about that very strict, stringent sanctioning body like before, because IBF will strip you. They don't care. They are the sticklers in the sanctioning bodies. They are strict, okay? So they will strip. So Joshua's fighting Pulev, getting that out of the way. He just has really one more to go, okay? Now, White has to, his mandatory on the WBC end, and the one more to go is, of course, Alexander Usyk, and he has to beat Chisora. So there's a lot of things that have to pan out. So we don't know what the boxing scape is going to be, but like Bob Arum said, they're following the NBA lead after this corona pandemic. So they're mirroring what they do, because whatever they do, boxing will do. So NBA and boxing are on the same standards as far as following protocol. Okay, so it is what it is. But Bob Arum does ask a good question. Who will pay the step-aside money if Deontay Wilder says, you know what, I'm going to take a bigger break or a longer break, guarantee me something, pay me, and let me be. Obviously, after the last 2 years, money is not an issue with Deontay Wilder. If you're turning down massive deals and amounts of money, is not your problem. Because if money was the problem, he would have had a problem with what he got paid versus what other heavyweights got paid. And I know he knew. Wilder researched the competition. He knew exactly what Joshua was doing over there, knocking out Martin, how those venues were set up, how they were presented, how they looked, the venues, the lights, the fireworks, all that stuff. He's seen all that. He knows all that. And he researched so well, and that's what he told Joshua. And that's probably the last thing he did tell Joshua to his face, that I have to do what you're doing over here back home. Okay? He was that impressed. So it's not really money, okay? Because I know he heard about, 20 million pounds, 15 million. He's seen that. He ain't made money like that. He wasn't making money like that. So money is not the problem with him. So I don't think you can offer him money. But I can tell you this. The step aside money, who should pay that? The fighters. Joshua should pay and Fury should pay. 50-50. If Deontay Wilder was going to accept money, theoretically, people, Anthony Joshua 50%, Tyson Fury 50%. Boom. Don't fight over the 75-25. No. 50-50. Okay? Coming from both guys. Because whoever wins out of that fight, if that fight happens, is one person. So sure, they're both involved, so they both should put up the money for Deontay Wilder. I say one person puts up $750,000, the other person puts up $750,000. Right? Why not? You got 7 figures right there. Then Wilder can take a layoff, get with George Foreman, and let George Foreman do what he does with George Foreman, and let that be that. But that won't happen, people. It won't. And Bob Arum said he hasn't heard anything. The last thing we've heard from Deontay Wilder, he exercised the contract stipulations in that. And he had a long speech, his sermon. And after that sermon, we haven't heard anything else to this day. Okay? But Bob Arum was real as it gets. Who's going to pay him? We just, going through the protocol. They want to breach contract. They're making it simple. But that is that. That is what you guys should know and understand. It's going to be a third fight. When it happens, we don't really know. Maybe October 3rd, hopefully. But let's get ready for that and prepared for that. So the step aside issue is done with. Okay? So there's no need to talk about step aside money as much as we like to venture into that possibility. It ain't going to happen. But anyway, those are the words from Bob Arum. You guys tell me what you think about his comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.